Hi my amazing planner friends, it's Jess from A Magical Planner, and as May is fast approaching, we still have a couple of days left in April, but I want to set up my May kind of dashboard page. This is where I swatch out all of my fountain pen inks that I'm going to be using for the month, put a few miscellaneous other things in here, and kind of create a place where I can come back to throughout the month. So this is in the back of the hoboinchi cousin, and it is on the day on one pages. So each month you get a kind of blank page here where it has the name of the month up in the corner as well as the number of the month, but everything else is kind of blank. And then the next day starts your first day of the month. So to decorate this, because we'll do just a little bit of decorating, I have pulled out some of the Cocoa Daisy kit, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use like this Hello May. I think that's really cute. Maybe a couple of these boxes as well as a little bit of floral. This is a combination of both, well, it might be 3 different kits, honestly. If you want to see more about that, I will link the unboxing of the subscription up above for you guys. But let's get into this. So I definitely decided I wanted this Hello May up here at the top because I thought it was really cute. And these are just like a matte paper sticker. Yeah, I was wondering if it was going to fit over both. So if I go all the way at the top, you still see the 5. I guess we're going to go right here, and it's going to be fun. So there's our Hello May, and I think to cover up this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use one of the butterflies and go like that. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to swatch out all of the inks because that's pretty much, I think, the most important thing for me on this page is having a reference point where I can look at all the different ink colors so that I know what pen has what, and I don't forget over the course of the month. And I have, I think, 8 pens here that are my go-to pens, we'll say, along with 2 that are experimentation pens, we'll say. So let's start with my newest pen, which is this one. This is a Esterbrook JR. I just received this in a mystery box. Again, I can link that up above for you guys. So this is a medium point, I believe. Yes. And what I've inked up in here is Colorverse's Witches by Starlight. This is a great exclusive ink, and it's kind of, I'm just going to agitate the pen a little bit because it does have glitter in it, but it is a really nice kind of almost blacky blue color, and I decided that having that is very useful for me. So I'm going to do about 4 boxes here, and we're going to color that in. And this is a very wet pen, which is kind of nice. So on the, because I can see the grid below, so on the top line I'm going to put Colorverse. I think Colorverse is 2 words, right? Oh no, it's 1. Sorry. So Witch by Starlight. I think before I said witches. This is a color that I got not too long ago, and when I swatched it I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm excited to try it out this month. And this is going to be in my Esterbrook JR with a medium nib. I decided to go for the medium nib just because I wanted to see the qualities of this ink really nicely, and we'll do close-ups at the end so you can see all these inks. And I think normally I just put that, but I think this month I am gonna do this as well, just to kind of give myself a little extra something. So that is ink number 1. And I think we'll do ink 2. We'll do both the Esterbrook's next to each other. This is the Esterbrook Estie, which is I think it's called the blue, or has a different pronunciation. But I got this around Christmas time as a Christmas present to myself. And we're going to be, well, it's already inked up. It's inked up with Ferris Wheel Press's Storied Blue, which is an ink I'm excited to experiment with and kind of play around with. So, again, do that kind of 4 boxes. That seems like the right amount. And this is a nice kind of gray blue, I think. It doesn't have any sparkle or anything like that to it. At least not that I remember. So Ferris Wheel Press. And I am considering getting a full bottle of this, so if I like the way this writes, I probably will. A lot of the inks that I inked up this month are inks that I am considering getting full bottles of because I like them, at least in the swatch. Storied. Blue. And this is the Esterbrook. Did I spell Esterbrook? Somebody told me I spelled it wrong the other day. I think I spelled it right. Estie. I can't remember what the JR's name was, but this is in, I believe, a fine. Is it not on there? It should be on there. I'm pretty sure it's a fine. So we're going to put fine. Okay. So there's the 2 Esterbrook's. Next, let's do, let's see. I want to do the Twisbies together. So let's do the Benu. Benu's next? Yeah, let's do the Benu's. Next, we're going to do the Benus. So I have first my newer Benu, which is my Euphoria, I believe, French poetry. I love this pen. It's so pretty. And this one is in a medium nib. So, and it has a larger nib there. So we're going to be doing a ink that has a lot of shimmer in it to see how it goes. And this is by Journalizer. So this is one of their whimsical inks. It's called Evil Queen. It's kind of a purpley with pink, and well, you'll see. It's a really pretty color. I just wasn't sure how it was going to perform in a pen, so I'm interested to see how this works out. And again, the Benu is a very wet writing pen, so I think that's going to work in its favor, and with being a medium nib. So, journal. I want to make sure I spell it right. And whimsical. Oh, I forgot to do the little squiggle. Whimsical. And it's Evil Queen. I got a couple of these and had been a little hesitant to put them in my fine nib, so I think the medium nib is going to work well for that. So this is the Benu French poetry. Ooh. And this is a medium nib. And we will do the little squiggle here, and I'll come back and do the Storied blue one. So you can really see how the pink is coming out, and you can really see it in the feed. When I clean this, I'll have to do a really good job. So, Storied blue. Next we have the Benu Briolette. I absolutely adore this pen. This is in a fine, so I wanted to make sure that I chose an ink that was going to work well with its fine properties, but it also is a very wet flowing ink. So this actually has Troublemaker, Butterfly Dream is the name of the color. So it's a green ink that has like a purple shimmer to it. That's really cool. It's not like any other green purple mix that I've seen. So this is in the Benu Briolette. And this is a fine nib. And I definitely wanted some green inks for the spring. So there's that one. Next, let's do our one-offs before I get into the Twisbis. So I have two that I have inked up here. We have first the Monteverde Ritma. This was another pen that I had gotten in a mystery box. So in here, and we'll see how, oh, okay, hold on. It might take a second because of the way I had to fill this one. Hold on. We might need to push a little ink here, because I had trouble filling this, so I pulled this part out and filled directly into here, which means that I don't have ink in the rest of it. So, and it was probably the hardest one to fill. So in here I have Ferris wheel press, Majestic maple syrup, and this is the Monteverde Ritma, and I actually do not know the size of this nib, so I'll just do this and call it good. So this is a experiment, and just to see how it would write, because I wasn't sure. This is one of those colors where I like the way it looks, but I'm like, is it too light? Is it really gonna flow okay? So this is really a testing it out, because I do really like the way that this looked, and I used it on a dip pen once and I liked that. Next we have my Pilot Vanishing Point, which I have inked up with a Blackberry ink, but not the Lamy Blackberry. This is the Atramentis Blackberry, which I think I like a little bit better. So it's just a solid color, however it is a scented ink. I don't know how long it keeps its scent for, but I really like the deep burgundy type color to it, and I thought it would be a good fit for this pen, because I don't tend to put shimmer inks in this particular pen. It is a fine point, but I don't know, it just flows so nicely with a solid colored ink that I don't want to mess with that. And plus, as much as I love the shimmer inks, it's nice to have variety. So this is the Pilot Vanishing Point. And since most of these I only have one, I don't have to worry too much about anything else there. But just to give you an idea of that color. Okay. So now for the Twisbis. And I have three different sizes of nibs in the Twisbis. So first we have the Twisbi Diamond 580 Impression Blue. This one has a extra fine nib, sorry. And this is a bit of an experiment here. So I've inked this up with Ferris wheel presses, Nettle, what is it? Knitted Nettle. And I haven't had any real problems having shimmering inks and such in the extra fine in the Twisbi. And so I'm just gonna continue my experimentation and see how that goes. So Ferris wheel press. Knitted Nettle. And this is Twisbi 580. And the nib is an extra fine. Oh, I didn't put the size of the nib for the last one, so I'll need to go back and do that really quick. Because the vanishing point is a fine. All right, next we're gonna go with our medium Twisbi. This is a Twisbi Eco, and as you can see in there, there's a whole lot of shimmer in there. Because it is the Eco, and it's a $30-something pen, I felt more comfortable putting this ink in here. So this is probably the most shimmer-tastic line of inks that I've encountered. It's Vinta, and it has the Filipino name on here. And oh gosh, what was the American name? Let me find that actually really quick, because I think I wrote it down. Oh, I did not. Okay. But it's supposed to be like the color of money or something. I'll look up what the, what the name of it was and put it in up here for you guys. Because I can't remember. But it's a really nice green ink with a gold shimmer, like a really intense gold shimmer. So this is, bring it over here. So we have Vinta and Piloncitos, Twisbi Eco white with the medium nib. That was the other reason I decided to do it in this pen, is because it was a medium. And our final ink, because, you know, is actually the Wearingeul Wendy Darling. So this is in the, again, it's a Twisbi Eco, and this is just a black one. I don't think they have additional names besides that. You can really see the blue shimmer kind of in there. This is a very light colored ink, and I don't know how practical it's going to be, but I had heard if you get a big enough nib, like, it's okay. So this is Wearingeul. That doesn't look right. How do you spell Wearingeul? Okay. This does, like, I think this pen needs some adjustment, to be honest, because it doesn't always write very well. Like, you can see it skipping, so I'm going to try and do some adjusting after this. And this is the Twisbi. And it did this with just a solid color ink when I first got it as well. So it's not like, I don't think it's the ink. Eco. And this is a broad, I believe. Yes. So we're going to say broad there. Yeah, I'm going to try flossing it and see what happens with that. But it is a really pretty ink. It's just very light. So I'm going to let those dry for a minute and then we'll do close-ups. That took up a lot more of this sheet than I thought it was going to, actually. But that's okay. I mean, this is really important. And I don't know. 8 pens might be a little much for me these days. We'll see. Let's add in, though, this month sticker, because I think that's going to work really well. I'm just trying to decide where I want it. We're going to put it right here. And I think I want to put this other one in here too. Just have both really big stickers because this feels like a great place for it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of floral here and here, I think. Maybe this one. Over here. And one of these black and white flowers over on this side. Oh, and I think I'm going to put something right up here and that'd be cute too. So let me see here. Maybe this big flower. So in these squares, I would like to put in some of the goals that I'm going to have this month as far as writing goes. I think that's the best route. And because the fountain pens do bleed a little bit on this paper, I am going to grab, sorry, I'm looking for it right now. Like, where are my gel pens? They have run away. Okay, so what are my goals as far as writing this month? I want to make sure to do a writing sample page. I'm transcribing Winnie the Pooh with each color. I do like 2 pages. Sample each color. I did not get to that last month and I decided to just move on. That it was fine. Last month felt like a little bit of a hot mess. And record thoughts. And I think in this one I'm going to put wish list inks. So any of the inks from this month that I feel worked really well and I just absolutely loved writing with and I want a bottle of, I'm going to put those in this box. So that's the plan. And now that these are pretty much dry, let's zoom in and you can see the colors just a little bit better. So here is that Colorverse, which is by Starlight, and you can really see the shimmer. Oh, maybe it's some focusing issues. There we go. The shimmer in that, which is really nice. And you can see it throughout the writing here. A little bit more in the beginning, but it's still there throughout, which is really nice. I don't see it much in the squiggle though. Maybe I was going too fast or needed to agitate it more. The Ferris wheel press, the Ferris wheel press Storied blue is a really pretty color, just a solid blue. I think it's going to go with a lot of things. The Journalizer Whimsical Evil Queen it comes across more pink than purple because of the sheening qualities of it. So I think that's going to be fun to play around with. The Troublemaker Butterfly, I don't know if you can see, I think because it's in a fine nib, we'll see how this works out because I'm just not sure. But you can see some of that purple shimmer in there. And there is a little bit of it in the writing, but not a ton. So this may be an instance where this could be too fine of a point for this particular ink. The Ferris wheel press Majestic Maple Syrup seems okay. It wasn't writing amazing for this little swatch, so we'll see how that turns out. I did like the flow on the Atramentis Blackberry, although I am seeing a little bit of feathering because it was coming out so quick. Ferris wheel press knitted Nettle. You can see some of the color changing in there, not a ton. So it might again be a case where this is too fine of a point for that particular ink. I think the Vinta green one here, you can really see the shimmer. I'm interested to see if this ends up clogging up that pen and how it writes over time. And then I had a lot of problems writing with this other Echo with the Twisbi Wendy Darling. I think if I can get it to flow a little better, that this is going to be kind of an interesting one to play around with and see how I like it overall. It shows up more than I thought it would, but it's still very, very light. So anyhow, there are my inks for the month. I'm interested to see what you guys are inking up with, so leave me a comment down below. What inks are you using? Do you have a particular pen that you're using this month? And until next time, I'll see you guys real soon.